Hi you guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Artem, and if you're returning, this may seem kind of different and weird. Well, that's because I'm visiting my girlfriend and her family in Canada right now. We've been having an amazing time celebrating Christmas. Here's a little sneak peek.
Let it snow, let it snow.
And you'll see a lot more of that in a vlog coming up next week. This week though, I wanted to talk to you about how I took New Year's resolutions and actually made them work for me. So 2018 has definitely been a weird year, but that wasn't really a revelation to me. Like, we all kind of expected it to be off. So instead of focusing on the world around me, this year I decided to focus on myself. We're gonna start the story with 2016 when I graduated college. When I was in college, the only thing I could ever dream of is having a steady job and not having any homework to do when I come home from my job. 'Cause I was so fed up with it. My entire life I had schoolwork at school, and then I'd come home and I have homework at home. And there was no time to rest. There's no time to spend on myself and what I wanted to do. So as soon as I graduated college, I was lucky enough to get a job pretty much right away. I became a VFX artist at ArenaNet, making effects for a game called Guild Wars 2. And you know what? For the first few weeks, for the first few months, my dream has finally come true. I would come into work, spend 8 hours working, and I would come home and just do nothing and play video games. And it was great. It felt like a vacation pretty much every single day. I would make games at work and I would play games at home. But you know what? 3 months in, 4 months in, something just started feeling off. Every time I would come home from work, I would start playing a game and I wouldn't feel like I deserved to. It's because my entire life, video games were a reward for accomplishing my schoolwork and accomplishing my homework. So I was rewarding myself for not doing anything. So playing games didn't feel satisfying anymore. And a few months later, I was the saddest, most depressed I've been pretty much my entire life. I wonder if other college graduates can relate to this. I finished learning the basics of what to do at work, and I kept producing a steady stream of effects every single day, but there was no new big revelations, there was no new big change-ups. So things kind of felt stagnant and sad. So at the end of 2017, I decided to change things up and decided to make 2018 a lot more of a productive year. Because there was no school anymore to tell me what to do, to tell me what to learn, so I decided to figure it out myself and pick up all the things that I kind of left behind during my earlier years. Things that didn't quite fit into my school schedule, but I still wanted to learn, I still wanted to know more about. But I didn't go the usual New Year's resolution route because I've tried that before and it's never worked for me. Pretty much what I decided to do is not set a final goal that I want to reach at the end of the year, but I decided to come up with a schedule where I would do a couple of different tasks every single week and keep doing it week after week and see where that gets me by the end of the year. So 3 things I wanted to accomplish in 2018 is start studying Japanese, start writing short stories, and start working out at the gym regularly. It didn't matter where I would end up after doing all of those things, but it mattered that I would start doing them and I would do them regularly. So this way, because there was no final goal in mind, there was really no way for me to fail. If I would have started doing this, if I even done it a few times, that was already a success. So this was a smarter way to set up a New Year's resolution. There was absolutely no way for me to feel bad, only good. I came up with this exercise because I was depressed. I wasn't really thinking about it in terms of what I'm gonna get out of this and what I'm gonna learn about myself. But it turns out that I learned so much. And the simple exercise kicked off so many things for me. By doing this, I learned what's important for me and what I want to stick with. I also learned how to form habits and how to slowly but surely get closer and closer to my goal. I should have made a video specifically on habit forming that you can check out right up there. Throughout this year, because I was constantly trying new things, I learned what makes me happy and what makes me sad and what makes me bored, what stimulates me creatively and academically, and most importantly, the fact that I need that stimulus to be happy. So now that I'm at the end of the year, how did I perform in the 3 tasks that I set out to regularly do? Well, to be honest, the only task that I really stuck with was studying Japanese. But that doesn't mean that I failed at the other 2. I wrote a whole bunch of short stories and I learned a ton about storytelling, but after a while, I just burnt out. It just wasn't for me, but I think that's awesome. I learned that, and now I know that about myself. And because a time slot opened up when I would write those short stories, I decided to pick up something else, and it was actually this. It was making videos for YouTube. To me, it satisfies the same creative niche in my brain as writing did. So it was a perfect replacement. At the same time, making videos is a lot more time consuming than writing short stories. So that's why my gym habits fell to the wayside. So I had to come up with a way of still staying active, but that taking up a lot less time. So I started waking up a lot earlier in the morning and going for morning runs. And with my current schedule, of studying Japanese and making videos every day after work, this fit in perfectly. So as you can tell, I haven't failed any of the things that I started doing this year because first of all, there was no end goal in mind. And second of all, they advanced into new, different things. It was a success all around. I learned a ton about myself and I advanced my skills in a lot of different subjects that I have been wanting to get better at. So the reason I wanted to share all this with you guys is because I feel like this is such a huge revelation to me. I always heard people say that the best way to do something is to just start it. And like, what in the world does that mean? It didn't make sense to me until I actually did it. And you know what? They're right. All you have to do is just start. So if you want to learn a language and you think it's a huge hassle and you don't know where to start and you don't want to take a class and get a teacher, go on the internet and research resources for beginners who want to start learning this language. There are so many free or cheap resources out there. And you know what? If you really want to take this one thing very seriously, it's okay to put down 40 bucks on this like learning resource. They'll help you out tremendously in the long run and save you a whole bunch of time. And this doesn't just apply to learning languages. Like if you want to learn how to work out, if you want to become a bodybuilder, there are so many resources and there are so many programs for beginners that will teach you exactly how to get going, exactly what your diet should be, exactly what your weekly schedule should be when it comes to working out, exactly what you should do to build up every single muscle group. All this information is out there and all you have to do is to just begin. And yes, I mean you have to begin at your computer researching how you have to do it. But a moment that's even more important than that is taking that first step, is starting that first lesson, actually going on that first run, actually preparing that first healthy meal. And if you do that once and it doesn't work out for you and you realize that's not something you want to do, you didn't fail, you succeeded. You learned something about yourself. And I think that's beautiful and that's amazing. And even if you think you've been learning your entire life, bettering yourself your entire life, there's just something about picking your own subject and picking your own route that's just so empowering. Not letting your school decide exactly what you should be doing, but you deciding yourself. So 2019 for me. I'm bringing over the 3 habits that I'm doing right now into 2019. So I'll keep studying Japanese every single day. I'll keep releasing these weekly videos and I'm gonna keep running every single day, or at least 5 times a week. But I'm not gonna keep doing the exact same things. The idea is to level it up. I'm gonna introduce different ways of studying for my Japanese learning. I'm gonna try starting to read actual Japanese books and see how that goes. As far as it goes for videos, I'm gonna try to introduce a lot more storytelling aspects to all of my vlogs. And in my head, I'm toying with an idea of introducing an overarching plot line throughout the entire year. And I don't know how that's gonna go or how I'm gonna go about doing it, but I'm definitely gonna try. It's not anything I've ever done before, so it's kind of scary, but I'm also very excited, and I hope you look forward to it. And finally, if there's time for it, I would love to keep introducing new tasks and new experiments into my daily routine. I read something very interesting online the other day. It said that what defines you is what you do when you come home from work or school. So if you come home and you're doing homework, you're a student. If you come home after work and all you do is study Japanese, then you're a learner of Japanese language. If you make YouTube videos, you're a YouTuber. In 2017, I wasn't really anything. I was somebody who comes home and wastes time. But I feel like in 2018, I started to become somebody. I started to finally become myself. And I can't wait to see where 2019 takes me. All right, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found my story even a little helpful. Happy holidays, everyone, and I'll see you again next week with a holiday vlog. Peace.